Hello everyone, it's Vivi and welcome. What is Wumpa League? Wumpa League is the next anticipated Crash Bandicoot entry, a party-style game at that. This is at least what many of us are leaning towards. No, Wumpa League is not something Activision or Toys for Bob said vocally, nor have they ever mentioned Wumpa League specifically. But it is something that's been low-key teased by at least Toys for Bob, the one behind Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. These two words right here, yeah, it's something that's been teased for quite a while now, and I thought, why not start from the beginning and understand how all of this even started? Our journey began on March 13th, 2020. Tweets by a user called The Gaming Revolution. Ooh, does that ring a bell? Yeah, we go way back. First off, the thing with Wrath of Cortex Remastered, well, that turned out to be It's About Time. The same user even stated later on saying, oh, well, it might just be a new Crash 4 installment. And that's what it was. It was announced on June 22nd, 2020 during the Summer Game Fest with Jeff Keighley and Paul Yan, co-studio head at Toys for Bob. Between this tweet and post-launch of Crash Bandicoot 4, nothing happened. Nothing as in, there were no signs of this PvP Crash game he was talking about. For those unfamiliar with that abbreviation, PvP stands for player versus player. So the thing about post-launch when it comes to Crash 4, nothing happened until fans started 106%ing Crash Bandicoot 4. This was, if I'm not mistaken, almost 2 months post-launch. I believe this is when this gained traction. When the game was complete at 106, a mysterious logo appeared on the television when Crash would spin on it. So naturally, we started wondering, what even is that? Is this supposed to be a tease at the next upcoming game apart from the 106% secret ending? We started scratching our heads, naturally. What's the point of a straight-up secret ending in Crash 4 when Toys for Bob blatantly sticks in a mysterious logo right here? Almost looks redundant, right? Why be so keen on making it even more obvious? Well, it turns out that it's highly likely that this logo was a tease at a different sort of game, not Crash 5. Soon after the discovery of this logo, Toys for Bob shared a clip on November 30th, 2020. In this clip, we had Crash and Coco chilling on the couch, Coco playing Uncharted 4. And to our surprise, pausing this clip, we have what appears to be Wumpa League with the color orange and blue. Fast forward to September 24th, 2021, we got behind the scenes animation footage by Riff Studio, the one that helped with the animation of Crash 4. Right at the 58 seconds mark of the video and onward, we have an animation reel. The same setting as the Uncharted clip we had with Crash and Coco. Crash getting sucked into that TV reminded us of that logo which we saw on the television. When completing Crash 4 at 100%, we get this ending, with the most unexpected narrator. One of them sticks out like a sore thumb, this one. We have characters here who weren't in Crash 4. Easter eggs or just cameos even, they weren't present. Apart from Nina, there's one in the back. Fans got curious, so on December 10th, 2020, they reached out to the illustrator of this shot. He posted a different variant, but it's the same picture. And they asked about that mysterious character in the back. He replied by saying, stay tuned. What happened next? Many of us started linking Wumpa League and this character together. Not to mention the banners with the W's on them, you know, W as in Wumpa? Wumpa League? Anyone? Now on June 1st, 2021, as a way to celebrate the start of Crash's 25th anniversary, the official Crash account on Twitter shared this, Crash 25 before 25. Under the activities list appears to be words crossed out. Yeah, you might have guessed it right. And nothing came of it really. On August 6, 2021, Crash on Twitter started teasing Crash on Next Gen. These kinds of tweets happened until September 7th, 2 days prior to PlayStation's showcase. The word party in this tweet certainly stood out a lot. You know, the whole thing with player versus player, a party style game, people started to mesh those two words together. Thing is, Crash 4 released on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, as well as the Nintendo Switch. Fun fact, you get a free upgrade if you owned Crash on previous generation consoles, PS4 or Xbox. As for the PC version, it released at a later date on March 26, 2021. This image they used, coincidentally or not, The color matches the one for Wumpa League, orange and blue, like two opposing teams going on. So, we take it that these tweets, after all, were just a reminder of Crash 4 also being available on next gen. This didn't really hint at any new game reveal for September 9th's PlayStation Showcase. Before we dive more into the date of September 9th, yeah, stuff did happen on that day. Let's also remind ourselves of the GDC talk with Toys for Bob's Paul Yan. Technically, this happened on July 22nd, 2021, but it wasn't until late August that this was brought to our attention. Not only did we get half of a mysterious piece of artwork with, blatant Wumpa League on the floor, same color scheme and all, but the actual words Wumpa League as well. Did Paul Yan say it vocally during the presentation? Not at all. Wumpa League was right there, just sitting in the background. Other than that, piñatas were being sent out starting September 7th, with a tiny mallet with a Wumpa League logo on it. If this isn't a blatant tease at Wumpa League, then I don't know what is. However, something's a bit different here. When Activision sends out gifts like this, the die for CTR Nitro Fueled, the puzzle of Kupunoa for Crash 4, these were sent out a couple days before the announcement of said game. But with these piñatas, they just keep coming in. The latest one was sent to Wumpa Lewis on October 29th. So naturally, we're all confused. When these piñatas were first sent on September 7th, we thought Wumpa League would get revealed during PlayStation Showcase at the least, due to, Activision's history with sending out surprises to people. Now, on the day of the PlayStation Showcase, it was Crash tweet galore. They kept tweeting about Wumpa, #Wumpa Day, anything that would reference Wumpa. One in particular, let's zoom in. Come on, that's the Wumpa League logo right there with arrows and question marks surrounding it. At this point, the team's fully aware of the community scratching their heads over this. It can't get any more obvious than that. Again, many of us were surprised that we didn't get Wumpa League announced on September 9th, especially after all these tweets on that same day. And the piñatas, let's not forget. But there is one thing. Among the Easter eggs featured in the showcase by PlayStation, we got Wumpa League. There it is. Not the words, but the logos. This is at the 1 minute 15 mark of the Play Has No Limits ad, which was the introduction of the PlayStation Showcase, in other words. Another one would be this video by Toys for Bob celebrating Crash's 25th anniversary. Yup, the actual anniversary, the original release date of the classic game on PS1, actually released on September 9th, if that wasn't made clear before. We had both co-studio heads reminiscing the franchise during this video. Not only did we get the same tokens, the ones we saw in the PlayStation ad, but this message from one of the co-studio heads, it's interesting. Have a listen.
Happy 25th anniversary, Crash. We'll see more of you very soon.
On October 21st, the Twitter account shared a timeline of all Crash Bandicoot games. The one they shared is blurry, so thank you to David Patrick on Twitter for a clearer version. Right at the end, we have an arrow still pointing down, which also happens to point at a Wumpa. This could simply hint at more to come. Is this a coincidence? An arrow pointing to Wumpa? Wumpa League, get it? Wumpa League again? Is that what we're looking at? Here's an interesting one. Let's rewind a bit. April 23rd, 2021. We got this tweet. A Crash U2's figure with Crash Bash written inside the box on the cover. Crash Bash, we had a game called Crash Bash, which was a party-style game released in 2000 on the PlayStation. That's not all when it comes to Bash, Crash on the Run, which by the way the team announced they're putting a pause on seasons as to focus more on improving player experience for the time being. Yes, speaking of On the Run, it features a skin with Bash written on the back. And look at the color scheme. Similar, ain't it? This was shared on September 21st, 2021 if you're curious. It's just the color scheme. Is this a playful nod to Crash Bash? Or is this alluding to Wumpa League? Head scratcher, ain't it? Alrighty, maybe you weren't aware, or haven't been aware for some time. Within the files of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, we have an unused audio file. We hear Toys for Bob's creative producer Lou Stutter with the following dialogue.
Welcome to Wumpa Island. Try to complete your training challenges. Score points by grabbing Wumpa and bringing them to your team's bank, capturing bananas, and snagging melons at the back of the island. Check out the hint crates for extra tips and tricks. Good luck!
Naturally, with the words team and Wumpa, one would think of Wumpa League. The audio file could simply be for a scrapped or perhaps prototype level. If anything, a wild guess, Wumpa League, or its early iteration, could have been something that was planned to be originally implemented in Crash 4, but for unknown reasons they just scrapped it, or didn't have enough time. Speaking of Lou Stutter, when interviewed by Nintendo Life on May 9th, 2021, for the Switch version and all, the following question was asked. What's next for Toys for Bob team? Crash and Spyro have often been seen as friends in the realm of platformers. Could we ever see them buddy up again for a new adventure like they did on Game Boy Advance and in the Skylanders series? He replied, who knows, we aren't specifically talking about anything that we are going to do next up, but the sky's the limit at this point. Watch this space. Next thing, within the files of the PC version, under Prototype Objects, one would find meshes, textures, as well as these images right here. One which caught my attention is Team Wumpa Tower. The first two words in front of Tower, it got me intrigued. Team and Wumpa, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. What also got me intrigued looking at these folders, exclamation crate, which supposedly contains a purple exclamation crate, like in Crash Bash and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. There is an interesting breakdown of all these folders over on the Reddit page. I will leave a link in the description below. Do these have to do with Wumpa League, or is this just some sort of prototype stuff for Crash 4? You probably also noticed the term lava. Why am I putting emphasis on the word lava? Well, this brings me to a recent discovery. You probably saw this image floating around. From what I gathered, this was on Toys for Bob's employee website, part of their portfolio. Sources unknown. This was apparently something known for a while, but was just kept secret behind the scenes from the mass public. How I first found a piece of this? Well, a tweet by Matt Romano. He just got this information and said the following. So I can now finally talk about this. The original Wumpa League release date plans, also original Crash 4 release plans, it was going to launch this fall before Acti changed those plans. Take this info as you will, everyone. Wumpa Jim quoted their tweet stating that the information shared is legit. That this comes, indeed, from a portfolio website of someone who worked at Toys for Bob. Whatever the case is, let's get one thing straight. This right here, reignited in the background, I mean, yeah, that could just be portfolio stuff. In the background, this looks to be outdated. The quantum timeline seems to indicate Crash 4 it's about time, with a launch planned around October, with the Switch release for January, well, between January and February. Later, it turned out to be March 2021. Looking at the lava timeline, it seems something else was being worked on at the same time. It's blurry, but what I can read is a total of 16 heroes and 13 maps at launch. Launch being between September and October 2021. Nothing happened. Now the question is, was Wumpa League planned to be an add-on to Crash 4, in other words a DLC, or was it planned to be a standalone title? Whatever it was originally intended to be, the images we have above these roadmaps or timelines, they might hint more at lava being tied to Wumpa League. October 2019 milestone has to do with Quantum Roadmap or Timeline, aka Crash 4. September 2019 milestone mentions lava, I believe. Half of the word is cut out. And look at what we have here. We have the Wumpa League logo, with a Wumpa fruit, a banana, and a watermelon. The same exact fruits mentioned in that unused audio file with Lou Stutter. So the folder we had before with the files on PC, lava, it's possible that it had ties to Wumpa League. So long story short here, folks, whatever they had planned originally for lava, or Wumpa League in this case, well, the team simply wasn't able to follow schedule. With the whole teasing of Wumpa League, I mean, there is something on the horizon. At least it looks to be, but we just don't know when it'll actually be announced. Again, Wumpa League or Lava was perhaps originally planned to be an add-on, or DLC, planned for later release. After all, we can't deny the unused audio file with Lou Stutter, especially how he pointed out all these fruit. With Toys for Bob now being a support studio working on Warzone, key here is support. It doesn't mean that Toys for Bob can't work on Crash anymore. Activision did state that Toys for Bob will continue supporting Crash 4. This was a reply after they got a bunch of allegations of layoffs at the studio. Activision confirmed that there weren't any layoffs. So it's likely that this shift within Activision, you know, Toys for Bob being an additional support team for Warzone, could have caused Wumpa League to also get affected. Not to mention what's been going on in the world these past 2 years. Wumpa League could have just come to a slowdown. Hence the whole teasing and mystery surrounding Wumpa League right now. Like, something's being teased, like something's gonna happen. The piñatas, I mean, they keep coming, so yeah. So now we wonder, Should we expect Wumpa League to get announced at the Game Awards this year? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you for sticking around, and yeah, until next time.